Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is week 8 of our week 9 of our Marvel Rivals Club season. Week 8 was last week. I'm OP Knees, and this is Anakin. Anakin, you're the Marvel Rivals expert here. So, how do you think this map of Whitmer versus Cuyahoga Falls is going to play out?
I mean, rolling out onto this Burnin' T'Challa domination map here first. Pretty good map. I mean, honestly, anything can really happen here, especially with this this Iron Man here, going to be able to lay in massive amounts of damage from very far away. It's going to be really hard for Cuyahoga Falls to get this guy out of the sky. But I mean, anything could really happen. And we're going to see counterless 42 set up on point with the Penny Parker. It's going to be really hard to counter that once the Penny gets nice and solidified on the point. But I think Whitmer is just going to capture.
Very easy capture. There are not a lot of hard engages. Actually, we're going to see some people falling low here. They're going to be able to disengage. The Moon Knight falling a little bit too close to the enemy there, but a lot of the side of Whitmer are falling low here, reducing the gambit at 1 HP. That's going to be the finish off there from the Moon Knight, as it's going to be pretty even here. Ankh is there, but the point is going in Whitmer's favor. The Penny Parker is going to get finished off there, and with that, now it's just going to have to be cleanup for Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls doing a really great job cleaning up the point, only allowing Whitmer to get a nice little 25%. It's definitely still in their ballpark here. Anything can really happen, but we're gonna see the gambit coming out from Whitmer here, arguably the most overpowered character in the game still, especially with this ultimate that we're gonna be seeing coming online very, very soon.
Kind of in the backline there, we saw Lazy Harry just taking down one of Whitmer's. It's going to be the Magic there. Bucky Barnes really able to get those early picks there. One of the best DPS characters in the game. Seen at pro play multiple times, so it's just one of the best characters to learn currently if you're a DPS fanatic.
Yeah, 100%. Like, he has so much utility with that pick, the E, and like the ultimate. Like, you just hear again and again, but the Penny Parker counting Rook 42, finding a lot of value, spreading those webs all over the point. But the Iron Man ult,
it takes down one.
It does take down one. That's pretty good.
It takes down the Invisible Woman, and that's going to be the Moon Knight. Going to be doing some good damage onto the Iron Man, but now it's just going to be the rest of Whitmer kind of cleaning up here. So it's going to be the Magneto. Not a lot of movement abilities. It's going to get cleaned up pretty easily. So Magic is just going to try to find these exiting picks. And with that, there's going to be Whitmer being able to control the point and has some ultimates to boot as well.
Yeah, 100%. We see ultimates coming online from both sides here. Most notably, the Gambit ultimate from the real Gooby. If he rips this, I think it's just a free fight win, because it's going to be very, very hard for Cuyahoga Falls to counter this very aggressive and very powerful ultimate.
So that's one of the things about running Cloak and Dagger and, you know, things that other supports is that you're just not running a Gambit. But they're going to see the Star Killer ult going to be able to get some decent damage in there, but it's going to be the rest of his teammates going to be able to clean up those kills. The Bucky Barnes finding one. That's going to be Cuyahoga Falls going to be able to take down multiple after using their Cloak and Dagger ult first. Whitmer opting to hold all of their ults and waiting for the next re-engage.
Yeah, very interesting play to not rip those ultimates, but maybe they are pretty close to capturing the full point. Maybe it's just like the one fight that they need, and obviously they're going to be going into this fight with the ultimate advantage here. We're going to be seeing the magical, the Emma, and of course still the Gambit holding on to it, waiting for the most opportune time to get the maximum amount of value from this.
One of the things you have to be thinking about is that support ults are just so good in this game. That is going to be the Moon Knight ult and the Rocket ult. It's going to be so many ults being used by Whitmer here. Both the Gambit and the Magic ult. It's going to do so much damage, but no one's really getting taken down. This is going to be the first pick over there by Whitmer, as that is going to be a lot of Cuyahoga Falls staying active and alive. That is going to be the second pick going to Whitmer, because it's going to find even more on the back line there. The Magneto able to get 3. That's going to be Whitmer holding down the point, as we're going to see the Emma Frost kind of use their ult a little bit late.
Yeah.
A Hail Mary Jeff ult here. Hail Mary Jeff ult. The Mag gets the bubble. They are going to be able to get one. It's just going to be the Emma Frost, and he's going to get absolutely annihilated. But he did touch point.
Yeah, he did get the proc onto the overtime just in time for their team to come out of the Doctor Strange portal there. You're going to see ultimates come out from the side of Whitmer as they do take the advantage into this fight, but the Bucky ult comes out. Is he going to be able to get the reset?
He's going to be able to get one, finds the Gambit with the ult, but doesn't quite find the pick. That's going to be a lot of picks going Whitmer's way. Winter Soldier, Lazy Harry trying to do his best there. Is going to get a pick on the mag, but that point is just going to flip over to Whitmer, who is able to just burn that many more ultimates. That having that Mr. Fantastic ult for that Strange portal on lock just decimated them all in that close ranged big AoE engagement.
Yeah, 100%. Whitmer doing a great job capturing that first point, making them one step closer to taking this map 1 here. And they are going to have the Magneto as well, which does put them at the ultimate advantage. But are we going to see any swaps from either side? I'm not exactly sure, but you know, I really do like the magic pick from Cisneros. Here, out here, not playing for the vibes, playing to win.
No.
Trying to get some dubs on the board for Whitmer and doing a great job taking out the back line, applying all that pressure. And we're gonna see Windstorm on the Namor. Hopefully, gonna be able to counter out that magic and maybe land some more crucial shots onto the Iron Man here. Namor, as we saw last week, did catch a really big and powerful buff to his utility and overall just like power. So I think this is a very smart play coming out from Windstorm 62K.
Already seeing that big headshot there onto Scissor as he has to back off the magic. Already getting poked out. It's really good there by the Namor. But it's going to be the Moon Knight finding the first pick onto the Whitmer's rocket. There's going to be one support down. Namor finding the headshot onto the magic. And he's just, as you said, Anakin, completely disabled this dive.
Yeah, this character is just so good, especially when you don't break these squids here. And like the whale is such a solid and consistent ultimate.
Gambit ult is going to be unleashed though. Whitmer's kind of even. That is going to force out the Cloak and Dagger ult for the re-engage of the Magneto. Dunk is going to get blocked by the Strange shield as it's not going to find much damage. He has to cycle through both of his bubbles there just to stay alive. So that is going to be him not really taking that much pressure. That is going to be the Emma Frost using their ultimates as well as the rocket. The combination together is going to be dangerous, but that is going to be the Moon Knight ult trying to stop them from using that. And really a lot of damage being done to both sides. No, not really a lot of picks. Whitmer finding the first one. There's the magic to win out over the Iron Fist, and the Emma Frost trying to go aggressive here. Is going to find the shark, and now it's going to be Mickey trying to find the refrag, but he's just going to get taken down. And Whitmer holds control of the point and wins that team fight.
Yeah, after all that was a very long and drawn out team fight just for the first capture. And now Whitmer is going to be able to start getting some progress on this point here. They have some ultimates coming online. We're going to see the Gambit already at 80% almost again. And they do have some DPS ultimates to work with here. But maybe we're going to see a combo from the Strange and the Namor Whale. That's what I was just wearing if I'm Cuyahoga Falls. But Windstorm already finding a pick. Oh, it's the Raccoon.
How the Raccoon goes down right there, it's just crazy, but the Whale isn't going to find anyone. It's just going to be the Mag using his bubbles to kind of deflect all that damage. It's going to be the Iron Man going very far in onto the Iron Fist. You can't really find a pick there. Whitmer has to fall back a little bit now that the rocket is not in play. Cuyahoga Falls trying to find a little pick, but they might have been a little bit too slow after their re-engage. The rocket is now back, and the Iron Fist is falling low. The dive can't really find much, but it will be the Magneto that falls first. The Doctor Strange able to isolate him out. That is going to be the Gambit unleashed, though. It's going to go very quickly in. Magic is going to be able to use his ult, trying to find a kill. The dunk as well. Whitmer putting all of their eggs into the basket to hold on to the point. That is going to be the Magic finding the pick. And almost 4 ultimates used on the side of Whitmer. And for good reasons, as Cuyahoga are really struggling to find any picks.
Yeah, this Magic is just going absolutely ballistic onto Cuyahoga's backline. Finding, I think, 3 or 4 picks there that fight with the Dark Child ultimate as well. And it's going to be very hard for Cuyahoga Falls to get a touch here, especially because they do have 4 ultimates online. It's going to be a detriment if they aren't going to be able to get any of those off. We do see they are getting the touches that they do need, and maybe they can turn the tide.
It's going to be the Eye of Agamotto unleashed there by Cuyahoga Falls. Is going to help get the 2 picks. And that's going to be the Iron Fist going crazy in the backline. He's going to be able to get to the Mr. Fantastic with his big form there, trying to get some damage, but can't quite land it. The picks are going to be able to land a little bit over to Cuyahoga Falls, so they have to back up a little bit here. The Magic is going to find a pick onto the Cloak and Dagger. There's going to be a massive pick, as I don't believe there's any more supports for Cuyahoga Falls on the objective, as now it's just going to be a war of attrition, as they have supports Whitmer, and Cuyahoga Falls does not, so Whitmer is going to be able to trigger the OT and most likely cap this first point.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Cuyahoga to get this touch here. Unfortunately, I really thought they had it in the bag there after that capture, but unfortunately they did just run through all of their ultimates and resources, allowing Whitmer to get that last capture that they needed and taking that first map.
Really good plays by both of these teams. We did see Whitmer with the Magic, not good vibes on the line, playing to win. 22-5, really good stat line here. So going to get the majority of the final blows in the lobby as well. That you want to see from that dive character. And really, the Magic didn't have a lot of enableization into these dives. The only real person to help them out was the Magneto and maybe the Rocket from downtown being able to give out that support. But more or less just a solo dive, and it worked out beautifully for Scissoros.
Great job from Whitmer taking that map 1. And I believe Cuyahoga Falls is going to be selecting this map 2 in a couple of minutes. But until then, we're going to leave you with a short little break. So stay tuned. This is Esports Ohio.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. We are here on week 9 with our Marvel Rivals Club season, and we're having a game between Whitmer and Cuyahoga Falls. So Whitmer being able to win the first map 2-0, but Cuyahoga Falls did keep it competitive on that first map. Barely were able to get any touch on the second one though. So it seems Whitmer kind of has a pulse on what Cuyahoga Falls is trying to accomplish here. But this is a new map. This was Cuyahoga Falls map. So Anakin, how do you think Cuyahoga Falls is going to bring this back?
I mean, hey, it's their map pick. They are switching up the team comp from what we saw last game. We're going to see Captain America on the Hulk. A little bit of false advertising going on from their name. We're going to see the Daredevil. I'm curious if they're going to stay the Daredevil, because they might be just on the Daredevil to look through the walls and see what they're on, but I guess time will tell here, because Daredevil is very powerful. This character just does not die and has hyper mobility, as we're going to see here. Unfortunately, doesn't quite land the combo onto the Iron Man, but pressures him out just enough.
It will be the Bucky Barnes falling pretty quickly there to the Moon Knight, though, as Whitmer has a pretty strong defensive lineup here. They have the Iron Man and the Bucky, and both of these just put up so much damage onto the choke. The Hulk is going to get put back into Bruce Banner, and that's going to be a Moon Knight ult right on the spawn door already. This guy is farming.
It's been literally like less than 30 seconds into the game, and Moon Knight already ripping their ultimate. I mean, if that doesn't say Moon Knight, I don't know what does. Ooh, very nice kill from Daredevil there.
Nice little pick on the Daredevil. One of the little things that are kind of seen. Oh, that's a really good microplay by the Invisible Woman there onto the Iron Man, being able to stop all the Hela daggers. But something you got to see here, that the Moon Knight gets more value with Loki because it bounces off of the clones. So he's able to farm that ult so quickly and do so much damage, as seen as the Daredevil just can't get the dive off, and it's going to get punished.
Yeah, 100%. As a Loki player myself, it pains me to play into Moon Knights, because the options bounce and bounce and bounce. They bounce between everyone and everything in their path, and it's really hard to play into. But we're going to see a Gambit coming out from the side of Whitmer. Going to be able to push the offense on, and another Moon Knight ult.
This is going to be dangerous here, because then it's going to be Whitmer down 2 as they're all going to be on respawns. Cuyahoga Falls was able to get a lot of picks at the beginning there. They have to use their ult kind of to sustain the Hela, doing a lot of good damage here. A lot of Cuyahoga is falling low though. The Moon Knight gets a 3K and is looking for more. That's going to be the Banner going back into Bruce, and that's going to be 5.
And that's 6.
Looking for the 6! The 6K for the Moon Knight.
Beautiful 6K from the Moon Knight. Just catching everyone from Cuyahoga Falls off guard. This is very true. I think we saw an ult, what, 15 seconds ago? And they already have their ult in again?
There it is. There's the ult again. They might actually just play aggressive with that. There's going to be the Hulk ult going in, as well as the Hela and the Invisible Woman ult. So it's going to be very difficult for the defense to kind of hold this down, but they are going to be able to have an Invisible Woman ult of their own. As the ult from Cuyahoga Falls goes down, we are going to see the Emma Frog using their ultimate, getting that hard CC on multiple people. But it's not going to find any pick, because Whitmer was down their Moon Knight, so they can't really finish off these kills. So Penny Parker is going to find the Black Panther, and now it's kind of just falling back into even territory.
Yeah, a lot of swaps coming out from Windstorm here, going from the Daredevil on to the Black Panther, which, I mean, it's going to be really hard to get a lot of value out of that character. Oh, what the Hela?
Oh, the Hela finds that crucial pick onto the Iron Man, and seems actually going to be able to open it up as the Whitmer's Emma Frost is going to fall down. That it is going to be a Moon Knight ult. It's finding 2, but that's going to be the enemy Iron Man. It's going to be the Cuyahoga Falls Iron Man. It's going to be able to find 1. Actually, it's going to be the Loki dude that is going to be able to find it.
Let's watch that back. Let's watch that back. I love a good copy Iron Man play here.
Copy Iron Man play, and we get to see this on the instant replay. Flies over here, the Moon Knight able to get that crucial ult off, but gets absolutely annihilated.
Beautiful, beautiful play from the Loki right there. We're gonna get into this next fight here.
Anakin just has to sauce up the Loki,
of course,
as a Loki player.
I may be a little bit
where
based.
it's due. As you can see, we do have a Gambit ult coming online as well as the Petty Parker ult. Really good ult to use here. That is going to be the Black Panther ult being used. Doesn't really quite find much value, so it's going to be the Petty Parker and the Gambit ult being used at the same time. The Hella, though, finds a crucial pick onto the Iron Man as he's not going to be able to put up that consistent pressure. Gambit, with his ult, finds the pick onto the Moon Knight there. As now it's just going to be Hella kind of caught out in the open, gets CC'd, falls dangerously low, but is able to avoid pressure just for a little bit here. But with Whitmer completely surrounding them, and the Moon Knight finding even more picks, that is going to be Cuyahoga Falls in OT, unable to cap first.
Yeah, a very, very strong hold from Whitmer there, especially with the picks from Petty Parker and the Moon Knight. This is probably Moon Knight's single-handedly best map because everyone just funnels into these very, very tight chokes, and it's just really hard to space out against the Moon Knight because, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. And especially with the Iron Man getting all that splash damage onto the backline as well. I mean, the Hell is such a great pick into the Iron Man, but it's just so hard to get those angles onto him because he's just playing so far back, so high up, using all those buildings as cover as well. It's honestly, Whitmer's doing a really great job here, especially with Cuyahoga Falls' chosen map here.
I guess what Cuyahoga Falls can do differently is maybe play a flyer of their own. If you can't really stack, if you're stacking together too much, the Moon Knight's getting way too much value. Maybe play someone with a little bit more verticality, so at least you have one less person to bounce to. You do have this Star Killer here who is going to be able to have a little bit more verticality with his fly, but probably not what you're looking for to counter a Moon Knight.
I mean, I do like the versatility of the Star-Lord pick here because, I mean, he can fly, he can contest the Iron Man a little bit easier, and he does have a very crucial ultimate that, well, can be very easily countered by the Magneto, but it still just gets a lot of value because, I mean, it is just going to force out some kind of ultimate.
It's going to be even trades here. The Hella was going to get to be the first pick there by the Iron Man, and it's going to be Whitmer actually finding more of the picks there, as it now will be Cuyahoga having to walk back, as it's going to be this Moon Knight finding even more. The Loki getting caught out of his invisibility by the ricochets, gonna fall down to the Gambit, and the Ankh finds even more damage to the Emma Frost. Is going to have to just get staggered out here. I mean, Whitmer is just rolling through this first phase.
Yeah, Whitmer really putting in the work, and we see the Moon Knight getting their ultimate again before any of the students are halfway.
I found them.
Halfway to theirs, which is insane. And I think just the fact that they have a Moon Knight ult so early, I think they're just gonna give the win.
So just a Moon Knight ult straight onto the point. The Hella taking so much damage. Is going to get countered by the Cloak and Dagger ult, though, as it's not going to find, the damage will be massive, but the kills will not be. We are going to see a close to a Gambit ult here, but no other ults really on the side of the defense. Hella finding a crucial pick onto this Iron Man is going to be maybe what sets up Cuyahoga Falls to hold this even further, but they have to be careful as the ults are coming online for both teams. Lazy Hera is going to be able to find another pick there and finds a third. This Hella is paying dividends, and they're going to be able to find the most amount of picks onto this fight. Captain America is able to get one, and Lazy finds even more.
Yep, and Whitmer's push is going to be stopped right then and there, not letting them get this flawless win like they anticipated. They're putting up a fight. I think it's going to be good here. We are going to see some ultimates coming up online from the side of Cuyahoga Falls.
The Hella very early, very forward positioning here for this Hella. There's going to be a Gambit ult, and it's going to be an Iron Man ult. It could be massive. It's going to get blocked entirely by the Mag ult. That is going to be just the Star-Lord ult as well. It's going to get taken down. It's going to be an Eye of Agamotto goes out as well by Mickey, trying to get more. And it's going to be the Iron Man finding 2 picks, though, as it's not going to be able to stun enough, and that's going to be the full cap, or at least all the way to cap the first point there for the side of Whitmer, as they're going to be taking their second map of the series.
Yeah, Whitmer doing a really great job managing those ultimates, taking those clean fights as 6. And I mean, Cuyahoga did put up a really good fight. That Hella was popping off, getting those essential picks, keeping their team alive and in the game, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. 17
Look at that damage number.
finals on the Moon
Look at
Knight.
the damage number, 22,000.
My God. You know what?
17 final hits.
Let's.
Oh my god.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to go back and watch this Moon Knight's the 6K. Where is it? Was it here?
I think it was a little bit further back.
Further back.
A little bit further back. Right there.
Yep, right there. There we go. Let's watch this in real time.
If y'all are in chat, flip this. The Moon Knight with the 6K. There's the first one. Going on the second, the third. The Ricochet there is just so meaty. And he's able to finish off the Bruce and the Ricochet off onto the Loki as well. And the Bruce just doesn't even have a chance. Instead, it's going to be all 6 getting taken down.
Beautiful play from the Moon Knight there and getting his ultimate immediately back. Absolutely insane performance there. Great plays from Whitmer and Cuyahoga Falls. But we're going to be getting into this map 3 any moment now as Cuyahoga picks their map here. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short little break. So stay tuned, guys. This is Esports Ohio.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. That was a pretty quick break as we come back to Whitmer versus Cuyahoga Falls for our Week 9 Marvel Rivals series. And we're going to see this Spider-Man we saw just there loading in. This is a Lord Spider-Man. Anakin, can you explain what that means?
So basically there is a hero progression tree in this game that rewards you for playing the characters you love the most for a certain amount of time, hitting those like damage numbers. And basically Lord means you put in roughly about like 20, I'd say like 20 to 30 hours on a character and only that character. So what this means is that Captain America really experienced on the Spider-Man.
Good to know. So with that, we should see some amazing Spider-Man gameplay as you see him already rushing into the backline there. And, I mean, the movement kind of shows the Spider-Man gameplay. And look at that! Almost immediately taking down the Iron Man. So we're going to kind of see how this Spider-Man can take down, you know, the Iron Man. A lot of mans here.
Yep, getting all in with the movement. Unfortunately, not going to be able to land a 1-2 combo. And if you don't know anything about Marvel Rivals, Spider-Man is the most difficult character in the game by far. It is, you are playing an entirely different game. As we see Captain America swapping onto the Iron Man, which is a little bit easier, a little bit better to get the value on. But, I mean, playing Spider-Man, you are playing a whole different game. I mean, even if you do have 20 to 30 hours on the character, it takes hundreds. It takes hundreds of thousands of hours to truly master that character and get that character maxed out in value.
Definitely a feast or famine. A nice little double headshot there by the Hella, going to be able to take down the opposing Iron Man when Whitmer and Captain America are going to fall down pretty quickly there. It's going to be Windstorm here on the Ankh Specialist here, the Moon Knight. Doing a lot of damage, but not really getting a lot of picks. It's just going to be Lazy finding even more. The Hella, definitely his specialty is he gets all those headshots. Captain America is going to find one. The Penny Parker is also going to fall down to Lazy as he's going to clean up the rest.
Yep, and catches another one with the Hella passive. So actually, if you get a pick onto a hero as Hella, their body turns into a bird and explodes, and it does massive splash damage to anyone in the area around it. Very, very annoying to play against, and it really just helps Hella snowball extra kills and gets extra damage.
Look at that, just the aim there, going to be able to hit the 2 shots there on the Iron Man. He's not safe in the skies there, especially one of the bigger hitboxes in the game is this Iron Man. He's going to get taken down so quickly as Windstorm is going to find that Iron Man and put him down. We're going to see the Dark Child ultimate here from Ciceron, who's on this magic doing a lot of damage, but it's going to be a cloak and dagger ult going to be engaged as well as the rocket ult. So not a lot of value getting here from the Dark Child. That is going to be the Penny Parker finding one of the Hella, able to get a pick in the back. Lazy looking for even more damage, just going to try to find this Iron Man. Now that he's no longer in his Hella form, has to hit the shot, but doesn't quite land it. That's going to be the Iron Man getting help from his Gambit to secure the kill.
Just in time. Thanks.
Yeah. We're doing a great job taking down that Hella, not letting him get too much value. And now we're seeing a little duel of the Iron Man here. Who is going to win? Oh, but it looks like Whitmer's Iron Man is going to try and escape with their life here. Pretty smart play right there. And now another duel of Iron Man. They want the same angle. They're looking for these flank ultimates.
Oh, kind of just way too in there. I think Smash is looking for a place to use this ult. That is going to be the Iron Man ult. It's going to get blocked by the Mag. Mag is going to eat that up, and that is going to be Wingstock able to find another pick there. Cuyahoga finally found their rhythm here. As we're going to see the MF Frost ult being unleashed here, but it's going to be not really much found as Captain America finds 2. He's not going to be able to get destroyed there as Lazy finds another pick onto this Hella. The DPS of Cuyahoga Falls are lighting up right now.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls kind of snowballing here. And we're going to be able to capture this the second objective here if Whitmer doesn't contest.
I don't know, on the calf.
Yeah, the prep swap onto the calf here. And getting that clutch Invisible Woman ultimate down.
Really good double there by the Magni as well. It's going to be the Moon Knight ult, but Lazy is going to find so much value. That is going to be the rocket ult getting taken down there by Whitmer's Iron Man, but the damage has already been done. Cuyahoga Falls only has to get a few more picks to clean up the rest, and that is going to be it. That is going to be Cuyahoga Falls able to capture the first point. This is the best they've seen in this entire series.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls really putting up a fight here. Lazy here, he just doing God's work on the Hella, just getting all those crucial picks. Let's look at the stat line right here. Yeah, 13 final blows already on the Hella, a pretty insane number this early into the game. And
we are going to see a swap over to the Namor.
Yeah, I do like the swap onto the Namor here. We're able to better contest the Iron Man, maybe contest the Hella a little bit easier, as opposed to trying to use melee heroes.
Enemies on approach.
Should be good.
But it's going to be the Hella ult going to be tossed here. The Mag is going to find a little bit of damage here. The Captain America is taking a little bit of damage, but he's going to get out of that ultimate pretty quickly there. So that's going to be Whitmer able to find the opening pick. And it's going to be able to get a 3K here, as they're going to try to push forward and clean up the rest of these kills.
Yeah, and now Whitmer has a couple ultimates online. It does look like Captain America is trying to go for a little flank action with their ultimate. Is this wall breakable? I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
But they are going to be making all that noise Counting Rook is going to spot them. I'm trying to force them out.
You dish it out.
And in the back line there, we just see Lazy finding another crucial pick. That is going to be the Gambit ult, finding it a lot, but it's going to be answered back with the Cloak and Dagger ult. That's going to almost completely cancel it out. That's going to be an Iron Man ult, finding 2! Captain America raining down 3 and going to be able to take down 2. And that is going to be a big pusher by Cuyahoga Falls as Whitmer is forced back into their spawn.
Oh, and now we are going to see the Deadpool come out.
Maximum pulse.
And a flank Iron Man ult, but gets faded by the Cloak, shutting all of that down. Beautiful fade from the Cloak. Very good reaction. That's exactly what you need out of these support players.
It's going to be Lazy again, being able to finish off those picks. Lazy is just doing the most here. That's going to be the Venom falling dangerously low. He's going to follow the Eye of Agamotto into the backline. There's going to be so much damage onto Whitmer's backline, and they cannot sustain it. As that is going to be the Hela finding multiple headshots on the standing still target. And it's going to be able to now just try to clean up here. As this is Whitmer's last desperate attempt to try to hold down this point, as Cuyahoga Falls is steamrolling it into the last checkpoint.
Yeah, I believe they are going to be able to capture. Oh, not quite. They do get one last touch, but Cuyahoga just has so many ultimates online. It's going to be hard for Whitmer to actually get a solid fight there. And Cuyahoga Falls is going to be able to capture this first point. All 3 objectives here, putting Whitmer in the spotlight here. They have to capture all 3 points and push it into OT, unless they lose.
That is true. I mean, Cuyahoga Falls don't have to worry about a Moon Knight there. That was kind of their downfall of last map, was that the Moon Knight was going absolutely crazy. But here the Moon Knight is much, much worse, as they are also playing one of their own flyers, something I suggested in the last map that Captain America swapped over to that Iron Man, gave the opposing Moon Knight much less value. Also, Lazy just is feeling it right now. He is on fire. Put him at the 3-point line. This man cannot miss.
20 finals on the board in 1.5 is crazy.
Bro might be carrying, not gonna lie.
Like, this is a number that you see at the end of like a triple overtime series, not within the first. Is there a way to see how long this match? Not in the first 9 minutes and 30 seconds of the match. That is actually insane.
We were nearly lovers
doing the math there, 20 of the 25 kills from Hela have been final blows. No, they have just been instrumental in this attack, and now the defense here, the Hela, it's going to be very good again, as it's going to completely nullify any flyers that they're going to be able to have on their team. Now we're also going to see a swap over to Jeff the Shark and over to Phoenix, who's going to be able to do a little bit more here value-wise.
Yeah, I do think Phoenix might be the superior hit scan over Hela, because I mean the ultimate and just the overall utility. Beautiful pick right there. But the overall utility from Phoenix, I think, is just slightly better than Hela. And Hela does have more consistent, like, 1 or 2 shots. But I think Phoenix might just be better. I mean, we're about to see right here as they duel in the skies.
It's going to be both of them just deciding to disengage there. We're going to see that flight definitely be used there by Phoenix on the map. It requires a little bit more verticality there, but Lazy is going to be able to escape with their life. Jeff having to find the angle to do the maximum value with this character here. The Iron Man is basically unavailed in the skybox here. The Phoenix, that is their job to take care of it. The Moon Knight kind of put out of position here as he's in the middle of the entire enemy team. He's going to be able to find his ultimate and find 2! Scissoraz is going to just be left untouched up there on the high ground. He's going to get marked and cast away. Whitmer, very aggressive here. It's going to take down more, but they're kind of even here. But the Gambit is going to be able to finish off the Iron Man, and the Rocket all by himself is not going to be able to hold it down.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the Moon Knight swap is exactly what Whitmer needed. I mean, this character is so unbelievably strong right now, and like especially into the way Cuyahoga Falls is playing, like super stacked and super grouped up. I mean, Cisnero is just going to be able to farm those ultimates and get probably 1 to 2 picks with every single one. I mean, which is what we've been seeing so far. Unfortunately, gets the door closed on him.
The door.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem here, but Lazy
though wins the hit scan duel. With that is going to be the immediate ult from Cuyahoga's Moon Knight. He's going to find Jeff. He's going to fall down there. It's just going to mostly just be sustained currently, as it can't really hold or push. The Gambit ult trying to even the odds here. So they're going to go forward here, but a good disengage here. There's going to be the Cloak and Dagger ult going forward. There's no Punisher, so no one shot available to kind of take down that ultimate. It is going to be Cooking Brook here onto the left side here. Completely annihilates the Moon Knight. The 1v1-1 that could open it up here for Whitmer. But Cuyahoga Falls has the resurrection. Captain America tries to find a pick there, but Jeff the Shark eats air as he's going to get taken down by there, but Lazy makes it even, takes down the opposing Moon Knight, has her ult available with the rocket ult. This could be massive. That is going to be the ult trying to get some good value here. It's going to get absolutely lasered here, but Lazy takes down 2, looking for the 3rd. Does enough damage to force back the Strange, and that's going to be the pick at the end of this fight. It's going to be Lazy again, carrying his team right now, doing absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Lazy doing a great job, honestly, securing those essential picks to win the fight. But,
oh, this is aggressive.
yeah, we see Mickey. He wants to go for that eye. He really wants the eye. He's looking for the correct and opportune moment to get the most value out of that ultimate as possible. We're going to see the Phoenix. Come on down. Immediately breaks the rocket ult. It breaks the rocket ult.
It breaks it, but not a lot of damage done now. They're just going to cancel out the ultimate. The Hell is going to fall. That's going to be the one that really is going to determine there, but it's going to be the Eye of Agamotto is going to hit air. He doesn't really hit anyone there, but it's going to be Cuyahoga Falls finding the picks in the back there. Oh, the dive went a little bit too far forward, so it's just going to be the Doctor Strange able to hold off the masses. That is going to be a big ult here from Whitmer. That's going to be an immediate answer. The Eye of Agamotto hits 3. 2 get taken down. It's going to be the Doctor Strange trying to back up here with the shield. He's going to be able to disengage just in time, as it's going to be the Cloak and Dagger finding a pick on point in the back. Now has to escape with their life, as the rest of their team is going to be running away. The Jeff can't quite find the last bit of damage needed, and honestly, if I'm Cuyahoga Falls, I don't mind that fight.
Yeah, they did stop a lot of progress, and they did get a couple of key ultimates out. And they might be able to take this fight, but I mean, it's going to be a little hard since they are down 1, and they're going to be fighting into a Gambit ultimate. It's going to be very hard unless they get a massive swallow here from Captain America.
5v6 with the Gambit ult, not what you like to see. They're going to go for the swallow regardless. It is Mike going to be able to find 1 or 2, waiting as long as possible. He's going to get the bite, is going to be able to find 2, but there's not really a lot of ledges on this map. So it's going to be hard for him to really find a kill, opting to just fit him into their team and trying to get the picks. It is going to be a Punisher. A lot of damage on that character. He's going to be able to find 1, looking for the second, but Whitmer in the backline is going to cap, and it might be a C9. They're going to be able to touch it with only 1 meter remaining. It's going to be the Cloak and Dagger finding that crucial kill. It's going to be a Moon Knight ult onto the back, and that's going to be Whitmer finding 2 picks, but there's only 3 members of their team on part. It's a 3v3 currently, a 3v4 actually. The Hella, though, gets caught out and falls. That's going to be the Jeff unable to hold the line. Is going to get taken down as well, and that's going to be Whitmer having to disengage as they're just the Cuyahoga Falls holds the line.
Yeah, and I mean, 45 seconds on the clock. Whitmer has to make a move and capture this point so they get more time on the clock. It's going to be very difficult now since they are actually staggering, and now they're down to 30 seconds. They're going to have to go for maybe like a portal play out of the spawn, explode out of the portal, and maybe get 1 to 2 picks. But I mean, even then, Cuyahoga Falls has the ultimate advantage with the Hello, they have the Rocket Raccoon ult, and the Eye of Agamotto. And I don't think Whitmer's going for a portal play. They're just going to opt to walk out, hope for the best.
And with the portal available on Strange, I don't know what don't really want to save it here. That is going to be Kaid, I don't know. It's going to be going for a bite here. It's going to hit the enemy Strange, but it's going to be massive. It's going to be an Eye of Agamotto completely removed from this fight here. That is going to be the Cloak and Dagger ult as well as the Hella ult being used here. That is going to be the Punisher trying to use his ultimate. Get taken down by the Hella. Eye of Agamotto hits absolutely no one, but it doesn't quite matter as Whitmer is at their last legs here. That is going to be the Gambit ult trying to hit multiple. They're going to be Captain America in his ult, and the point is going to be left untouched, as that is going to be, as we say in Overwatch 2, a C9, as that is going to be Whitmer unable to hold the point down any longer, as that is going to be map 3 going the way of Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls doing a really great job bringing that back, especially with what a performance from Lazy. 27 finals on the board from Hella there. Oh my god. That is a performance right there from Cuyahoga Falls.
Big bro got on the keyboard, dude. That's all I gotta say. Lazy was not doing this in game 1 and game 2, bringing it back for game 3, and now going over to map 4. This could be the start to Cuyahoga Falls' comeback.
Yeah, 100%. And now the ball is in Whitmer's side of the court. It's their map pick, and I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens next in this map 4 of this series. So stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be a good one. This is Esports Ohio.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is our week 9 of Marvel Rivals Club season, and we have a game between Whitmer and Cuyahoga Falls, and it has gotten interesting as Cuyahoga Falls was at a 2-0 deficit and won the last map, making it 2-1. So Cuyahoga Falls has a comeback potential right here, right now. So Anakin, how do you think this map is going to decide who's going to win this match?
I mean, if Lazy keeps up these shenanigans, I think Cuyahoga Falls has a pretty good fighting chance, killing the Iron Man twice. Not a good day to be Iron Man. But also, we're seeing Cisneros back on the Magic. I mean, we saw them absolutely farming map 1 on this character. I mean, this is a pretty good map to play the Magic. It's a little worse for the Moon Knight. It's going to be a little hard to make sure that enemy teams all spaced up like they usually are. However,
Whitmer, I mean, getting these picks, even those that the Hella was able to take down the Iron Man twice, still finding precedence. The Hella not really set up in a good angle to be able to do the maximum amount for the team. A lot of natural cover on this map for the Iron Man to kind of hide around, unlike the last one that we saw. So the Hella's job is just that much harder. It was to see Whitmer taking full advantage of this, able to get 40% on the point already.
Yeah, Whitmer doing a really great job keeping up the momentum, turning the tides from last game. As we're going to see maybe a little duel here on the coast between the Iron Man and the Hella.
Oh, Hella trying to hit the shots, just barely had to get out there with the bird. Doesn't have the support to help them out here. Now we're going to try to help out the Iron Man duel, and Hella on that angle, it could be devious. Both DPS on separate angles. Captain America winning the one against the Iron Man there. It is going to force a lot of people having to walk back here. The Magic is to try to find the Hella, but the Hella wins the duel against the dive, as now it's going to be the rocket ult on the side of Whitmer going to be unleashed here, trying to make it even. It's going to get taken down almost immediately, but it is going to find the real Gooby, just finding the Hella, taking her down. The Cloak and Dagger still on point, and 80% has been burned from Whitmer, as it's going to be very hard here. Oh, Magneto, the dunk completely counters the Iron Man ult. Is it going to take down the Cloak and Dagger with it? And Whitmer just holds down this point almost completely unchecked.
Yeah, Whitmer doing a great job. Just like, oh my god, counting Rook 42, beautiful Magneto ult. Completely shutting down the Iron Man and blocking the Strange ult as well. Unable to save the Raccoon, but still does a great job saving himself. And I think Whitmer is just going to be able to... Actually, no, I don't think so. They are going to get overwhelmed by Cuyahoga Falls with those ultimates, but they're going to be coming into this next fight with 3 ultimates, where Cuyahoga Falls has 1, maybe 2. So it's going to be very hard for Cuyahoga Falls to hold this, unless they do something a little out of the ordinary. Who's that on the...
Cuyahoga Falls already has their Hella getting taken out very early there. Lazy's going to get found by the Magic on the offense very quickly there. It's just going to be this rocket ult here, and this rocket ult has to be hidden pretty effectively if he's going to be able to get maximum value here. The Moon Knight trying to farm this up here. The Gambit is going to fall low, but it's just going to be able to play his life. It is going to be the mind control being used for the Emma Frost there, but picks are going the way of Cuyahoga Falls. It's going to be pretty even here. That is going to be the Moon Knight ult being unleashed here, but that's just going to be all the picks going the way of Whitmer. Hella does find one, but that's going to be a Gambit ult just to secure. They're not going to play any games here. So let's give you the Iron Man with the Gambit ult available, and with the Magic going to be able to take the point there. Now it's going to be a last touch desperation play here by Cuyahoga Falls.
It's going to be very hard for Cuyahoga Falls to get the touch here. Unfortunately, not getting the touch. Whitmer going to be almost full 100-0ing that, but did lose 1 fight there. And it's going to be interesting seeing, going into this next one, Super Soldier, there is a big old pit right next to the objective here, as we're going to see. And I wonder how that's going to influence any character picks. Oh, we see Blue Rex hovering the Invisible Woman. Going to be able to get those pushes into this pit here, as we're seeing right now. Spider-Man's also very, very powerful on this map. This is arguably one of Spider-Man's best maps, because he could just stand over here, and pull people into the pit, almost like Ilios well with a Roadhog, if you know Overwatch at all. But
I mean, yeah, I mean, always that fear of the Roadhog just being able to pull you in, except Spider-Man has it on a pretty fast cooldown. He can kind of just pull you every, like, 5 seconds, when Roadhog kind of has a little bit longer there. But we're going to see the ultimates here is going to be the Rocket versus the Iron Man ult here. So it's going to be kind of favoring Whitmer, as the Iron Man can get that early pick with the ult if it's not going to get eaten up by the Magneto.
yeah, and I mean, Captain America also does have his ultimate. Gonna be ripping it right off the bat and finding Angel Ellie, who I think was invisible.
Invisible Woman, I mean, the invisibility does not stop you from getting absolutely annihilated by an Iron Man ultimate. With that early pick, it's going to be Cuyahoga trying to push forward here, but they're going to give up the point very early with no point pressure there. Whitmer able to get that first pick there, and the Magic is going to be able to wreak havoc on the back line. And, I mean, Cuyahoga Falls got the first pick, but really didn't engage off of it.
Yeah, I mean, Whitmer is going to be able to capture that point almost immediately, and all throughout this fight, Whitmer's going to be ticking up more charge on the point.
Good damage on the Iron Man. He's going to fall low. The Hela is going to get spotted towards the right-hand side. It's not going to get healed up as fast as he'd like. And it is going to be the Gambit able to have his ult available. It's going to be the Moon Knight ult. Is going to be used here, but it's going to be Invisible Woman going to be able to protect them in that ult. It's going to be the Emma Frost finding the opening pick onto the Magneto there. As the Dark Child is going to be unleashed here by Citaros, who's been absolutely instrumental on this Magic, getting so many opening picks for their team.
Yep. Magic over here playing for the win.
Oh, don't 1v1 the Magic, Moon Knight. It's not worth it. He's going to back up there. There's going to be a very late pick for Whitmer. He's going to be able to take down another one on a Cuyahoga, who are just trying to slowly crawl out of their spawn with ultimates available, but having to just, again, push through this very dangerous choke point.
Yeah, this is a very hard choke point to get past, especially with the Iron Man here, just able to melt anyone who comes out of the choke. Already building an ultimate.
He just melted down that Rocket Raccoon ult. Very good micro there by the Invisible Woman, helping out in that 1v1. And now it's going to be, the Emma Frost is going to fall, so it's going to be an ultimate that is going to be available, but it is going to be an Invisible Woman ult being used by Cuyahoga Falls. The dunk, trying to find one, it does not find a kill, but it will be the Magic being able to convert and get two. Looking for the Hela here to be able to get that third. That is going to be the Magneto, getting the ult, trying to get a dunk down, but it does not. It is going to be able to find the Gambit. The Hela just popped the ult, trying to find the pick here, but it's going to get beamed down by this Iron Man. It's not going to be able to find anyone, as the Magic again in this backline is just going amazing as he can take so many picks down. And Whitmer now at 99% forces ultimates and forces some sloppy plays. That is going to be Windstorm finding one, and for some reason the Scarlet Witch finding another. Cuyahoga Falls finding two very important picks here as the Iron Man is going to try to stabilize Whitmer, but Whitmer, even with the advantage, is going to be able to fall, and that's going to be Cuyahoga able to find angles and find themselves point pressure. The Dark Child.
Ultimate's coming out from both sides here. Magic going to be able to narrowly dodge the Scarlet Witch ultimate, but unfortunately does get picked in the process. And Cuyahoga Falls not going down without a fight.
There's a Hail Mary play there. It's going to work. Captain America swapped over to the Scarlet Witch, being able to deal with the Iron Man a little bit easier than before. That is going to be the Invisible Woman ult. It's going to be unleashed here. There's going to be a Rocket in return, trying to deal some really good damage here. It's going to have a lot of people fall dangerously low as the Rocket and Hela are going to find the opening picks here. The Emma Frost is very aggressive. It's going to get healed back up here as the Magneto has to fall back, as they're going to fall so low. But nothing's going to be found here as it's going to force the Moon Knight ult. The Emma Frost gets caught right in the epicenter as they're going to fall down, and that is just going to be the exit frag being found by both the DPS on the side of Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, Cuyahoga Falls doing a great job keeping the game alive, but I mean, they're gonna have to watch out, keep these ultimate economy going. Don't want to overcommit and overspend on one, and then just let Whitmer come into the next fight with all of their ultimates. So you just have to be careful about what you spend, what you use to keep this alive. However, I mean, even if they do lose a fight, it's kind of over, because they don't have the strength portal to recontest, so they have to win, but they just have to make sure they don't win by too much, you know?
Have to be careful that there is going to be the Iron Man ult online on the side of Whitmer. Cuyahoga Falls has the Invisible Woman ult on themselves. This Iron Man, though, in a very precarious spot, in a really good flank here. That is going to be the Moon Knight falling low, but it's going to be able to escape with his life. There's going to be the Invisible Woman ult is going to be used first. The dunk, trying to find one on ledge from the Emma Frost onto the Hela. It's going to be the Scarlet Witch ult trying to find a picture. The Eye of Agamotto is going to be able to combo into one. That is going to be the Iron Man flanking around. Is going to be able to take down the strings. And that is going to be the Cuyahoga Falls bleeding out as they're unable to find any more picks as Whitmer is going to be able to cap the point and put the overtime clock ticking down. And no one is going to be able to touch. They don't have the TP available. And with the Darkchild ult, that is going to put the nail in the coffin as Whitmer is going to be able to win this game 3-1.
Yep, Whitmer doing a great job keeping the game alive. And I mean, Cuyahoga Falls also put up a really strong fight there too. It could have gone either way at the very end there, down to the very last fight. But I mean, Cisneros, amazing job. I think MVPing pretty much every single game that they've won here, putting 12 finals on the board, 11,000 damage. I mean, hey, the numbers are pretty even from both sides here. Both sides doing a really great job keeping this game competitive. And yeah.
Yeah, well, that is all that we're going to be able to have for today for Marvel Rivals. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Tomorrow, we're going to be going, even with all the school closings, we are going to be trying to find any sort of game that we can possibly find. So tomorrow, with our Super Smash Brothers team, we're going to try to find a game for you guys. But, you know, with the cold weather outside, make sure to stay warm and stay safe, everyone. This is Esports Ohio. I'm OP Knees. Thank you, Anakin. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys in the next one.